Welcome to Katie Speaks Out Loud. I am super psyched about today's video because we are going to be talking about Starlink. Yes, the groundbreaking project by the one and only Elon Musk. But here's the kicker. I'm going to be explaining all of this giant ass tech stuff to you into a really simplified manner, something even a 5-year-old could understand. So, before we jump in, we would first start by understanding the current internet options that we have. Then, why was there a need for Starlink? And finally, what the hell is this Starlink? So, buckle up, it's going to be a really wild ride. So, we majorly have two types of internet connections in our homes and offices: broadband and satellite communication, or as we call it, SATCOM. We have two roads. One is narrow, the other one is wide. The narrow one represents the slower, older type of internet like dial-up. It can only let a small number of cars or data flow through it at a particular time. Thus, it takes longer for data to reach its destination. Imagine that the wide road is broadband. It is much bigger and it can allow a lot of cars or data to go through it at once, similar to a multi-lane highway. This means that the data can travel faster, allowing you to download files, stream videos, or browse the web without having to wait as long. The transmission media, the copper wire, the fiber optic cables, or the wireless signals are all the different materials that the road is made of. That determines how fast and far data can travel. We'll understand satellite communication using a simple example. Imagine that you have two different ways to travel. One is a direct flight and the other one is a flight with multiple layovers. Of course, the direct flight represents broadband that is getting you quickly and efficiently to reach your destination. Now, the multi-stop flight is like the satellite communication or the SATCOM. You send your request to a satellite and it goes through various hops like layovers before it reaches the satellite and comes back to your device. This takes longer because the signals have to travel to the space and come back, which causes a delay or lag. Now, when we compare these two internet modes, we see two factors. Number one is speed. Broadband is like riding a fast train on its own track. Track being the fiber optic cables or the copper wire. It gets you there quickly and smoothly. Satellite internet requires the data to beam up to the space and waiting for the data to return. This round trip can cause a bit of buffering or lag. And the second point is coverage. In cities and towns, broadband is almost everywhere thanks to cables. But in remote areas like mountains, those cables aren't available. That is when satellite internet shines. It's like a high-tech umbrella covering the earth, connecting you to the world from anywhere with a clear view of the sky. Now, all of this begs the question, why was there a need for something like Starlink? Traditional satellite internet relies on large satellites that are placed far, far away from Earth, roughly around 22,000 miles from the Earth in the orbit. However, because these satellites are really far away, they can only handle limited data and cause noticeable delays in our internet connection. And that's where enters, drumrolls please, Elon Musk and Starlink.
We're doing a lot of good things at SpaceX. Starlink is incredible, providing connectivity throughout the world.
They're building a massive network of internet beaming satellites with the goal of ensuring everyone can get internet no matter where they are in the world. Instead of a few big satellites, Starlink plans to launch thousands of small satellites into the low Earth orbit that is much closer to the Earth. Think of it like this. Traditional satellite internet is like having one big spotlight to illuminate a vast area. Starlink, it's like a constellation of smaller, more nimble flashlights spread all over the globe, providing more focused coverage. Musk wants a total of 42,000 satellites covering the Earth, out of which, as of March 2024, 5,000 plus satellites have been launched into the Earth's atmosphere. And these satellites will be much closer, ranging from 200 to 400 miles above the planet in the low Earth orbit, and hence reducing the connection delay that is found in our traditional satellites. So what are the factors that make Starlink so cool over our existing options? Number one, global coverage. Starlink's satellite network boldly goes wherever the traditional cables fear to, bringing internet to the most remote corners of the world, from the peaks of Himalayas to the depths of the Amazon rainforest. Second is speed. Starlink can provide faster data transmission rates that zooms past our traditional broadband, ensuring you can binge watch your favorite show or download that game in the blink of an eye. Third is latency. Say goodbye to that buffering wheel of doom. Starlink satellite orbiting closer to the Earth than a curious astronaut slashes latency to provide seamless online gaming and lightning fast video calls. Latency refers to that delay that happens when we send a signal to the satellite and when we are receiving it. Now, finally coming to how do we access Starlink. You'll need a small antenna about the size of a pizza box. This antenna can aim its signal at whichever Starlink satellite is overhead, ensuring a stable internet connection in your home. In a recent turn of events, Starlink emerged as a lifeline during the times of conflict in Ukraine. Imagine being in the midst of all this chaos, with communication lines severed and access to the outside world is cut off. In such dire circumstances, Starlink's constellation proved to be a beacon of hope, providing uninterrupted internet connectivity to those in need. But is it all sunshines and rainbows, or do we have some clouds? Yes, there are some concerns. Starlink satellites are very bright and can be seen from Earth, especially during twilight hours. This poses a problem for astronomers who are trying to study the night sky, as the satellites can interfere with their observations of near-Earth objects like asteroids, which have a potential threat of hitting our atmosphere. Additionally, the sheer increase in the number of satellites in the orbit can result in collisions, which can create dangerous debris clouds around the Earth atmosphere. And that might linger in space for years to come, which poses a threat to other satellites in future space missions. In short, while Starlink promises to revolutionize internet access, it also brings new challenges that need to be adhered to ensure the safety and sustainability of space exploration. But hold on to your seats, because the space race for this global internet dominance is heating up. It's not just SpaceX Starlink that's leading the charge. Other billionaire visionaries are diving into this fray with their own ambitious projects. Amazon's Kuiper project, OneWeb.
We expect to deploy them. We have 2 more launches to go, which we expect to deploy in March, one with SpaceX.
Most of other initiatives are vying for their slice of this cosmic connectivity pie. This cosmic showdown between the tech giants isn't just about satellites or internet connectivity. It's a reminder of a collective drive to push our boundaries and to make the impossible possible. So, what can we take away from this in our everyday lives? Well, it's simple. Embrace innovation. Stay open to change. And never underestimate the power of connectivity. It's keeping in touch with loved ones, learning new skills, or pursuing your passion. The possibilities are endless when we dare to dream big. Let's keep looking up at the stars and remember that sky is not the limit. In fact, it's just the beginning of our great cosmic adventure. And now, before we sign off, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the cosmic internet race? Drop a comment below letting me know if you're Team Starlink or Team Kuiper. Or maybe you have your own out of this world idea. Your feedback keeps this conversation going, so don't be shy. Share your thoughts and let's keep exploring the infinite possibilities together. Until then, keep laughing, keep learning, and remember, you've got this.